The Great Depression was a severe worldwide economic downturn that occurred in the 1930s, lasting for most of the decade. It was the longest and deepest economic recession in modern history. Here are key aspects of the Great Depression. The Great Depression is often associated with the Wall Street crash of 1929. On October 29, 1929, stock prices plummeted, leading to widespread panic and loss of wealth. As a result of the stock market crash, many banks faced insolvency. A wave of bank failures contributed to the economic turmoil. While the Great Depression had its origins in the United States, it quickly spread to other parts of the world. Many countries experienced economic contractions, trade disruptions, and rising unemployment. Unemployment soared during the Great Depression. In the United States, it reached about 25%, and in some countries it was even higher. Many people lost their jobs, and those fortunate enough to keep them often faced reduced hours and wages. In the United States, particularly in the Midwest, severe drought and poor farming practices led to the Dust Bowl. Large areas of agricultural land became unproductive, exacerbating the economic challenges faced by farmers. Industries such as manufacturing and construction experienced a sharp decline. Factory production decreased, leading to widespread closures and layoffs. Many families lost their homes due to foreclosure, and shantytowns, known as Hoovervilles, sprang up in various places. The economic hardship prompted significant internal migration, with people moving in search of employment and opportunities. In the United States, President Franklin D. Roosevelt implemented the New Deal, a series of programs and policies aimed at providing relief, recovery, and reform. This included public works projects, Social Security, and financial regulations. The global economy began to recover with the onset of World War II. War production stimulated economic activity, and employment increased as nations mobilized for the conflict. The Great Depression led to significant regulatory reforms, including the establishment of the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) and the Social Security system in the United States. The economic theories and policies developed during the Great Depression influenced future economic thinking, particularly regarding the role of government in managing economic downturns. The Great Depression had a profound and lasting impact on the world, shaping economic policies, institutions, and public perceptions for decades to come. It remains a key period in history, illustrating the vulnerabilities of economies and the importance of proactive government intervention during times of crisis. During the Great Depression, many families faced economic hardships and sought opportunities in different regions of the United States. Here's a fictional narrative about a family leaving Florida for the North during this challenging period. The scorching Florida sun bore down on the small Thompson family as they gathered their meager belongings, preparing to embark on a journey that held the promise of a better future. It was the early 1930s, a time when the Great Depression cast a long shadow over the nation, leaving countless families struggling for survival. George Thompson, a resilient and hard-working father, had decided to take a chance, believing that opportunities awaited them in the industrial cities of the North. With his wife, Margaret, and their two children, Emily and James, the Thompsons bid farewell to the familiar warmth of the southern state and set out on a daunting journey toward an uncertain destination. As they left behind the orange groves and humid air of Florida, the family's old truck rumbled northward, following the winding roads that stretched through small towns and open landscapes. Their possessions were meager, a few worn-out suitcases and a sense of determination that outweighed the uncertainty of what lay ahead. The journey was not without its challenges. The family faced long stretches of dusty roads, stopping in makeshift camps to rest and share stories with fellow travelers who were also seeking refuge from the economic turmoil. The Thompsons relied on the kindness of strangers and the resilience of their own spirits to push through each mile. Upon reaching the industrial cities of the North, the landscape changed dramatically. Tall smokestacks painted the sky with hues of gray, and the rhythmic clanging of machinery echoed through the air. The once agrarian Thompsons found themselves in a bustling urban environment, surrounded by the hum of factories and the promise of employment. Securing a modest apartment in a tenement building, the Thompsons embraced the challenges of city life. George sought work in the factories, Margaret took on odd jobs, and the children attended school with the hope of a brighter future. Despite the hardships, the family held onto the belief that their journey northward would lead to stability and, eventually, prosperity. The Great Depression tested the resilience of families across the nation, and the Thompsons were no exception. Their journey from Florida to the North symbolized the determination of countless families who sought refuge and opportunity during a challenging era in American history.